Hey everyone, just a quick update and a little bit of a revised deck tech. I had shelved my Damia Sage of Stone commander deck a while ago. Originally I built it as kind of a blue-green-black, mill kind of build, which wasn't really effective. I mean, Damia is a great commander. Gotta have some ramp to get her out early. 7 mana is a fair amount, especially in 3 colors. But her card draw, just being able to replenish your hand and also muck up the ground game with Death Touch is pretty fun. So I wanted to revisit this, and as you all know, I've got a unnatural affinity towards Doubling Season, just probably one of my favorite cards of all time. Of course, it makes me want to put together a deck of just everything that involves counters and tokens. And I saw recently someone play an EDH game with Decree of Silence, which is, I think it was in a blue-white build, so it had Academy Rector and that kind of stuff as a way to cheat Decree out and then use it, very effectively. Now, I understand, obviously, this is a bit of a non-bow, with Doubling Season, adding counters to Decree, which is not what you want. But I figured there's enough ways to get rid of counters. So what I did was I took my core build of Damia, stripped out all the mill crap, and put in more, either ramp or control or more specifically counter manipulation. So here's what I ended up with, and this has actually turned into quite a fun little build. I mean, I guess it would be annoying to play against, but it is a fun little build. So, got a fair amount of planeswalkers between Garruk for utility and Kill and Vela and Ashiok and Vraska and all sorts of fun efficiency in the color scheme of planeswalkers. Some removal. I'm starting to play Curse of the Swine. Find that a lot of fun, especially late game, to just exile a bunch of annoying things. Cyclonic Rift obviously still a blowout. Evacuation. Not playing a lot of creatures, so that's fine. Tutor is always helpful. Little limited suite of black in terms of removal and different things, either spot or sweepers. Green mostly for the ramp. A little bit of utility. Sylvan Library obviously fun. Graveyard manipulation. A little more spot removal, some different things. Just a fun, efficient beater I threw in there as kind of a 99th card. And then I've got some fixing ramp on the. Forgot that's over there on the artifact side. Meekstone, great at locking down the board. As is Ensnaring Bridge, which is a lot of fun. And then 2 proliferators, which is actually quite important to the deck. Contagion Engine and Contagion Clasp. Let me actually pop this out here, make it a little easier. Apologize, forgot about the, oops. Grab the wrong thing, let's try again, there we go. Okay, so then what I did was I built in kind of 2 sides. I figured I'd just go for whichever half I'm running towards, whether it's the take counters off with Decree of Silence, or putting counters on with Darksteel Reactor. So it actually plays out kind of interesting, because with clock spinning, for 4 mana I'm taking counters off of this, just pretty much, the new and improved counterbalance, or not new, but in this deck just kind of an improved counterbalance of no, you don't get to cast stuff. And it doesn't get taken out by Abrupt Decay, which is nice. Thrall Parasite, which is a lot of fun in terms of being able to take those counters off too, and has Extort on a cheap body. Vampire Hexmage, of course, taking all counters off, which does combo very nicely with Dark Depths, which is the ultimate non-bow with Doubling Season. This is actually the only card I know of printed that has the words counter and token on it that you wouldn't want to see out with Doubling Season, because you wouldn't want it to come in with play with 20 counters and then produce 2 legendary tokens on your side. So these are the only 2 cards I don't want to see out together. But I did pick up a Vorel of the Hull Clade, just super efficient at doubling counters for Darksteel Reactor or anything else that I'm putting counters on, like Everflowing Chalice. Another way to take them off with Hex Parasite, Core Tapper, super efficient in terms of putting counters on. Power Conduit, also very good at taking them off. Throwing a Geth, another Proliferate, since I do have a fair amount of artifacts, that's pretty handy. That's at the worst case scenario, it's a 2-mana Proliferate just sacking itself. Coalition Relic, now that, I know a lot of people play this anyway, it's just a super great card. I had resisted playing it, but now that I can double counters and do whatnot with it, it gets even that more fun. So that gets the nod, and Darksteel Reactor is my my alt win condition. If I can't, beat them down, get one of their nasty creatures, hit them with a token, run them out of cards, do something else nasty. So, obviously this with Doubling Season is a not infinite loop, but, a profitable energy loop, which can get crazy. And then just utility lands, bunch of basics, and, Guild Gates, duels, Karoos, that kind of stuff. But most importantly, Ruins and Stronghold, so I can recur my goodies. So, this was the deck that I put together, trying to just abuse, counters and being able to manipulate them. And here was the game that I played. So I played a game with this. This is actually the first game I played with it, and it turned out to be a pretty epic game. So I wasn't recording at the time, so this will be a replay. But basically my opponent, comes out with a Vorel of the Hull Clade, however you pronounce it, deck, which, I've lost to a fair amount. They can be very explosive with green in there, and can just do some crazy things with obviously doubling counters. I don't have a green source, so I'm in a little bit of trouble. But I do pull a Dark Depths out. I found out real quick that this does say non-land permanent. I never really noticed that. I thought this would combo well with Dark Depths. I am, of course, not aggressively trying to take these off, since he can always play this and double the amount of counters on it, which is annoying. So I get in a few, little extorts and things as I'm building up my mana. I am just waiting to explosive. I'm sure you caught that. I did fail in clock spinning my Dark Depths, which effectively means remove a target counter for 4 instead of just 3 by using the Dark Depths. I think I was on that, doing that just to make sure that this didn't transform, but he had cast something, so yeah, kind of a little stupid on my part. So I get the Contagion engine down, because basically I want to kill that before he does something stupid to it, and he does something stupid to it. He puts Stolen Identity on it, so I sacrifice the Thrall Parasite, because I just can't let this connect and put another one of these down, and then he'd cast something, and it would just be stupid enormous. So I do sacrifice that so that it doesn't hit, and now I can proliferate this down to not dealing combat damage, which at least stops the Cipher. He then goes ahead, puts down a Moldegraft. I'm still building my mana out, but as of yet, no green mana, which is letting me not play Damia, which is a bummer. He gets Vorel down, he gets Silklash Spider down. My Meek Stone is definitely making him kind of save up to Alpha Swing here. He gets a Sphinx down. So, like I was saying, he gets a Sphinx down. Sorry, I just wanted to set that up. Be easier to see. Now, I do draw the Decree. I am gonna, hopefully get something going here. I finally draw a land. I get the decree down. Well, it's just a bit smaller up here. So what's going on is he puts this infinite reflection on the biomancer, making 5 biomancers. He then puts down trading post, makes a goat, which comes in with all these triggers and is a 25-26 goat token. Yeah, that's a goat. So I realize I'm in big trouble here. My only prayer now is, since he's got his, Vorel the Hulklade now as a copy of this, and can't double up the counters on this to prevent me from going off, I'm just going to have to chump out, because he's, at a stage where one hit from a goat token is dead. So I get Decree down, and just pretty much if he can kill this or bounce it or anything, I'm dead. So I obviously have to block with that. Now I draw the power conduit, which turns out to be pretty handy. I've got Decree with 1 counter on it. I want to see what he's going to do. So he's going to attack me with the goat. I have to take my counters off Dark Depths. Merit Lage loses a fight with a goat token. Thank God he's indestructible. Now I get my own Vorel down, which is going to be awesome if I draw anything I want to double the counters on, as opposed to, take them off. But I've got a clock spinning, so I think I've got the Decree clock spinning lock now with power conduit, sewn up pretty good. I do screw up here. I think I should have, with one, card in hand, he draws one. Not really worried about Decree getting blown out. I should have put Damia down here. I think that was my optimal line of play. I didn't, which I think was my fault, because I would have drawn 4 or 6 cards there, which would have been nice. So Damia comes down. I do Doomblade that guy. I start eating counters off Decrees, trying to kill him off with Armillary Sphere and different things. So he's pretty much making a go to turn, which is still lethal. Now I get to draw 7. And now the clock actually starts to turn in my favor, because now I've got Power Conduit, now I've got Darksteel Reactor with a Proliferator, a double Proliferator, a double Proliferator. So now I'm thinking, wow, I'm on a pretty quick clock to winning here. I just have to make sure I don't screw it up. So I want to keep Cyclonic Rift mana open in case he pulls something to blow it out. He doesn't. He passes a turn. I get this up to 7 turn 1. He throws a goat down. Doesn't do anything. I double it with Vorel, and voila, get Darksteel up to 20 charge counters and win the game. So pretty crazy kind of sequence of events there. I think I got most of the combo pieces I needed out. Was able to kind of prison it down and get it done. So anyway, just figured I'd show off the new build. It's a lot more fun and entertaining, I think, than the old Mill build of Damia. I think Mill, for those colors, is firmly a Mimeoplasm deck, which I've been playing a fair amount. But this is the first time I've ever won with Darksteel Reactor, and it was fun. So, thanks for watching.